and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at Art of J Velez, on Instagram at jvelez622. We're going to review some comics that I like, that I love, and some that I don't like or love. I own all the comic books that I am showing. Even though we're going to be looking at them digitally, I actually have copies of every single comic book that we are going to review. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here as we talk about Kingdom Come, Alex Ross's beautiful masterpiece with Mark Waid, who gets plenty of credit as the writer. This is chapters 3 and 4 that we're going to go through. I have already done chapters 1 and 2, and you should be able to look for them. So if you haven't seen chapters 1 through 2, start there. It's about 25 minutes. And now we'll do chapters 3 and 4. This is from the 20th anniversary trade paperback, which I got at a used bookstore. And I'm like, I just simply had to share it. It is so good here. And if you've already listened to the first two, or the, chapters 1 and 2, I'm going to continue here telling you that I am just in awe of Alex Ross because his work is so friggin' good. Here's what Cable, I should say. So it is just so so cool and so realistic, and all these different characters, and just all this painting with the gouache. And look, I got that right this time. I know that I struggled with that word in the first video, but gouache. I always thought these were watercolors for the longest time when I first saw this, and I was like, how come I can't get my watercolors to do all these? So here's all the kind of cosmic beings from the DC universe. And Dead Man, and I love how he makes them look really dead. You can go to Wikipedia to get kind of a plot of what this series is about. You can go to the DC database and see what this series. There's so much stuff out there that you can look at. So the one thing I do recommend is just go buy it and read it. It's absolutely worth it. Superman here having a moment with Wonder Woman on Green Lantern's little satellite thing. So I always thought, and still do, that Superman being married to Lois Lane is not a good idea. Here's Billy Bastion, who is Captain Marvel's alter ego as a child. So Luthor saying he basically has brainwashed Captain Marvel and says, well, that didn't happen, but it could. And so that's how he keeps him under control. He's got like a little worm here that you can see. And that's how he keeps him under control. So, and you can see here Batman has is watching these things happen. So he's been observing what Luthor's been doing. So we kind of get the sense that Batman is here, but he's not really joining with him. Because Batman, like I said, is spying on him. So Luthor's basically showing him everything that's going on. Luthor does not know that I don't believe that he knows that he was Batman, so maybe he doesn't. Like I said, I really don't remember, but just amazing how Alex Ross puts everyone almost in a perspective. So, and this is the Martian Manhunter, and look at this. Just how cool is that? Like you're pulling the veil, and so that's John Jones. So Alex Ross uses a lot of reference. He's got statues that he uses for the lighting. He has models. I mean, he has so many things that he does. So, so they finally, Flash was able to pick out the minister, which, there he is, Norman McKay. I was going to say I don't remember his name, but Norman McKay, and he's been observing. So, and kind of um, what what he's been there. So I honestly don't remember who this is. If he's been, is it Captain Midnight? Could be Captain Midnight. I don't remember. So I do. You know, it's impossible for anyone to be familiar with everybody of every Marvel or DC. So I don't know where, if you're listening to this, you would rank Alex Ross at, but you know, he he does not allow for being able to work. Oh, here's Batman using his going back to being a good guy. So look at that. He double crossed. He's like, "Yep, I learned from you." Alex Ross, unfortunately, doesn't do a lot of the interiors. He's had only a few comics where he does interiors, but he does a lot of covers. So, just so many. And I think that as an artist, as a, uh, you know, person that works in this medium, he he has to be in the top 50, but would you rank him higher than that? Would you put him in the top 25, the top 20, the top 10? Just Marvels and Kingdom Come alone, and that all that those covers, he's done hundreds of covers. You can see this blade even cuts Superman. My goodness, how could you anybody not think that he's one of the greatest? So he is definitely up there. But if you ever want to get into comic books, people like him who are so good and so talented, he makes you feel inadequate. So, you know, this series also establishes Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman as the three. That holy trinity of DC Comics. These are the three characters that make that universe spin. Superman and Batman were the first two created, but Wonder Woman was created soon after, and that whole universe spins around them. So, Green Lantern and Flash and Aquaman are here. He is. Captain Marvel has returned. So, time to fight Superman. So, here's chapter 4. They don't their weight, meaning those other characters I mentioned, aren't enough to keep that universe afloat. You got to have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But as we know, based on sales, you can kind of live without the other two. You got to have Batman. It is amazing how DC Comics nowadays is all Batman focused. It is Batman's company. Essentially, he has everything DC does is Batman. I think at one point there were 42 titles that were featuring Batman in a single month. Out of their entire lineup, 42 of them were Batman centric. That was sometime in 2021, I believe. And Batman outsells every other title by at least triple from DC. So DC has to do a better job of getting Superman and Wonder Woman and Flash and Green Lantern to sell well and to be relatable to other people because they just aren't selling. And the rest of the DC universe, Marvel has done such a good job that DC just seems to struggle, and they put all their eggs in Batman, but then they left everybody else to kind of just suck essentially. They don't put any of their best writers or best artists in those. Everything goes to Batman, and you gotta really, they really should do better in getting that whole line better. And Jim Lee is like the publisher, so I can't believe that it doesn't do better. So this is essentially the final conflict. Look at this here. So like I said, I recommend everybody go buy this. This should be in everyone's collection. You don't need to go out and look for the original 4 issues. Get these collections that are so massive and remastered and just. And Batman, of course, Superman doesn't kill, so it's very difficult. He lets him go and says he needs to decide what to do. So. And he sacrifices his life to take this thing out. Superman was gonna do it, but Shazam decided that he would do it himself, and is detonated. Isn't it something? Nuclear weapons. Um, I don't know if this is great. This has been used so many times. So I never understood how nuclear weapons is almost is the answer to anything. So Superman's angry, so and he wants to kill all of them. So he's going to talk to him about not doing it, and so he lets him go and returns because this is Superman after all. So, and they have to rebuild. So, this is beautiful, beautiful art. So, kind of gives you a nice little, not so much a happy ending, but it. And this is the Puerto Rican flag, by the way. I'm Puerto Rican, so very cool for Alex Ross. Maybe he thought he was putting the Cuban flag, but that's not the Cuban flag. So we go forward, and the heroes are helping everyone. Here's Luthor. Wonder Woman's returned. And so they're going to teach that new generation. There's Green Lantern. The rings and the... So... She has a present for him, which are, of course, his glasses. And this is always what I've always thought. The Lois Lane, it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't work. I've always thought it should have been him and Wonder Woman that hooked up. So, and always a farm boy at heart. So, the Spectre reveals himself. It is the person that does play the Spectre all the time, and he goes back to preaching. And there he is. And a year later, open up a restaurant. So they're about to share a surprise with Batman here. But of course, he is going to ruin the surprise himself. Look at this. Love it. I like it. Steak well done. Steak well done. So, essentially, they're kind of giving a play-by-play of everything that's happened, but Wonder Woman is pregnant. And they were going to announce it. And they're like, what the heck? I love this. And he deducts that she's gained a little weight, which being that who she is. So I love the thing. Best of you. Congratulations on bringing up another spit-curled demigod into the world. And they want him to be the Godfather, so... These are the three. I'm telling you, this story really is very cool. Good job by Mark Waid and Alex Ross into doing this together. Really cements the three. So we're just kind of gonna look at some of the. These are all the characters that were in there. So then Mark Waid is gonna kind of give his little thoughts in some of the interviews. Alex Ross. Then here's all the sketchbook. This is why I wanted this. This is what I, because the collection I have doesn't have all this. The collection I have is the original trade paperback that came. So, if you've never, I suggest this, the 20th anniversary. So if you see it, go pick it up. This is not just DC's one of DC's best stories, but it's one of the best comic book stories ever. You can just seeing Alex Ross's pencils. So here's the guy. What was his name? Oh, Midnight. Okay. Thought it was Captain Midnight. So, big. Okay. So it must be his daughter. I thought it was Big Barda. So, huh. Some of the stuff that he uses to. It's amazing. This dude can draw. what an what a great drawer he is. Spectacular work. I mean, this stuff here is not on the original trade paperback that had come out. So, I, of all the versions that DC has come out with, this is the one I think is their best one. I was very fortunate. I got it for $10, so at a secondhand bookstore. Alex Ross's work is just. I mean, you could. I could spend 10 minutes on each drawing, but of course, we don't have time for that here. So, just recommend you go and buy this. I will always want to call him Captain Marvel. That's how I grew up knowing him. It's so cool. I mean, drawing all that and drawing this, it's just. Everybody gets a moment to shine in this. Kind of like an end credit thing. So, of all the versions of Kingdom Come, this is the best one. Like I said, this is the best one out. Look at this. I don't think this is him. Somebody else. I don't think that's. I don't know if that's him, but. I don't even remember some of these. They must have been just background. So. You can definitely see how cool this dude is. So cool. And he sells his art for so expensive. I mean, just he values his art very well, and that's fine and dandy, but it sure doesn't give poor people a chance to get. So I think we'll quit here. So there's kind of nothing else. We're just gonna look at this. So like, follow, and subscribe, and oh, I guess not yet. There's still more. Thought they were gonna do the oh, goodness gracious. Good thing I didn't stop. Wow. That's just so cool. Alex Ross, I tell ya. This is the cover to the trade paperback that I have. How friggin' cool. Oopsie. I didn't mean to rush through those. That's the absolute version, which I wanted, but, $100 and some dollars. Yeah. Unfortunate. So, here's some of the reference that he uses. That is something. His pencils are so tight once he does the layouts, so he just, I believe, paints right over them. So oh, this is a very cool I think it's just 2 or 3 pages that he painted for the for that oh, let me go back here for this little special. So so these are his models, and there's his dad. So like, follow, subscribe. Thanks for listening.